you first come here, though, you're real fragile. You're even scared. What if I encounter something that I'm not ready for? Honestly, the first couple times I came here, I sat in the parking lot and drove away when I came as a member. When I finally walked in the door and went up to a group and saw other people walking in my shoes, that fear went away, and then we were able to talk.
In mid-September of 2015, my wife was diagnosed with cancer, and then November 7th, she died from that cancer. We had been married 34 years, and I knew I just needed to get some kind of support.
2 years ago, my dad died.
I was having a hard time finding someplace that could help him. I brought him to counseling, but the counselor didn't know how to deal with the autism aspect of helping him, and so then I brought him to an autism advocate, and they didn't know how to deal with the grief. And I didn't know that Gilda's had, I thought it was only for cancer.
Right after getting out of the hospital, I came here because I knew this would be a good place to come to help me through the process of everything. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I had 6 months of chemo and 1 month of radiation. When you first come in and you start talking about it, it's hard not to cry. It's really emotional. It's hard. It's really hard to wonder where your life is going.
My cancer journey, just like I believe everybody else, and it's pretty safe to say that it is a road of self-discovery. My journey began when I was diagnosed with cancer. It was September the 26th, 2012. You're a survivor. The minute you discover that you have cancer, you're a survivor. And that begins your journey.
You know, you keep shifting into a new normal. The water gets higher and you raise your head above the water. It got to the point where I didn't know how to do that on my own anymore.
Because I had preconceived notions of what Gilda's Club was. You know, there were a bunch of people who would sit in a dark circle, crying and moaning and groaning, and it is so much more than that. There was a sense of community, and from the very minute I walked in that door, I felt that sense of community.
In terms of the grief journey, saying it out loud it's a release.
Gilda's Club is helping me a lot because I can talk to people easier. I feel happy now because Gilda's Club is the best place for grief and cancer support.
Well, at first I just thought, well, I'll bring him to help him, and I didn't even know they had a adult group for myself. So when we had our orientation, she said, give it 4 tries and see if you like it, and if you don't, then you don't have to continue to go. He liked it right away. My first visit, I was a little nervous, but once I got done with that first visit, I haven't stopped coming since. I look forward to it. He looks forward to it, and
Yeah.
if we miss, he gets upset. So.
As far as a resource for Grand Rapids, and I mentioned it before, that this group of people came together and said, we need this in Grand Rapids. Way back in 2000, this place was created where you don't have to be alone. You don't have to go home and be by yourself. You can walk in here and other people understand what you're going through, and other people will talk to you, and other people will put their arm around you. As a resource to this community, it's amazing. It's free. I'm overwhelmed by it.
Actually, I was getting him ready for hockey the other day, hockey practice, and he looked at me and said, because I have Gilda's, I'll never be alone. And that just melted my heart.
That's a wrap.